What's up, everybody? Welcome back to A Life of Hobbies and our weekend special. Today we're doing our 2025 wrap-up to see how far we got on all kinds of stuff throughout the last year. I know we're a couple of days into the new year already, but this is a weekend special, so I hope you guys enjoy. We're looking back at all of 2025. There's some stuff we're not going to include in here because they're just small side chases and whatnot, but for the most part, as you can see in front of you here, I'm quite the set builder, and we got them all ordered from the beginning of the year all the way through as the releases came out. We didn't always get to everything when it came out, like for instance when Final Fantasy came out. The product was so hard to get a hold of that it actually took me a while to even begin being able to rip any of it. You know, Final Fantasy came out in June, and I think I didn't start actually being able to rip it until like August or September. That's how hard it was to find product. But we did manage to pretty much get it all together, and the last cards we need should be sitting in a pile behind this stack of binders here. If you are interested in any of these binders, I'm going to put a link on them. I get them on Amazon. They're anywhere from like $6 to $10 a piece, depending on what color you get and whether or not it's on sale. So I don't splurge on the binders, and you will see some of them are clear page and some of them are black page. I do personally prefer the black pages versus the clear plastic pages, but it doesn't really matter because every single card I put in there is already sleeved anyway in a penny sleeve, which I'll throw another link in the description there for where I find my penny sleeves. I buy them 10,000 at a time, so I get a big old box, and same goes for my rigid top loaders. I buy those in bulk as well. I think I buy those like 1,000 at a time, so I get a big box of them, and they last a long time doing it that way. So I'm gonna get all of this stuff out of the way here real quick, and then we're gonna start going through our mail over there. That's on the back side of all of this, and as we open up stuff, we'll go through and we'll find the binders that they go in, because there's some of these sets we're missing 1 or 2 cards here and there, and basically most of that is pretty much in the pile behind us. There are still some for like these later sets here, in particular this very last binder here, and we'll get to that eventually. So let's go ahead and get to it. I'm gonna get all this stuff out of the way, and you'll see here on the fronts each set as I put them away. I'm gonna do a little stop motion as we do this. All right, so enjoy, everybody. Now the Chrome U, it's a very, very small set, so this binder is actually going to be used for both the 2024-25 as well as the 2025-26 that'll be coming out later this year. You might be wondering, oh, where'd that one come from? So, along with Avatar's release, they also had the Eternal side, which is Commander and all the older stuff, not currently standard legal, basically. We just generally refer to it as like the Commander set. So, we're going through, and we've got actually coming up here very soon, we are going to be doing, let's see if I can grab it real quick. Bow! We have a full Jumpstart Booster box, sealed, ready to go. We're going to be chasing down this set here in the new year. Shouldn't take us too long to get it together, hopefully. And there are some really nice hits to go along the way, like the Airbending Masters and Katara, Toph. There's some really great cards in the Eternal side of the Avatar release. Now, as for this last one, this is my Topps 2025 series update, and they actually changed it on me because I made this binder before the set got released, and they actually changed the name to Update Series. Now in 2024 it was Series Update, but as you can see there's nothing on the front of that, and that's because we have coming up here, as soon as the mega boxes get released, we are going to be doing our $50 bang for your buck challenge, where we spend a whole week opening up nothing but the Update Series of 2025. The megas have taken a really long time to get released. I'm not sure what the schedule is on it, but our Monday video, when that $50 bang for your buck challenge happens, is going to comprise itself of 7 of the fat packs. at $7 a piece plus tax, puts it just over 50 bucks. And then we have 4 of the hanger boxes, 2 of the blasters. We're doing 1 mega because that's about 50 bucks. I think it comes out to like 53 or something after tax. And then for Friday, for our big final showdown, we're going to ask the question, well, what would it be if you spent $100? So to answer that, we got a super box. Those are about 30 bucks a piece. And then I picked this up. This is a retail box. I've never opened one of these before, but they're about $70 a box. There's a ton of packs in there, 20 packs, 14 cards per pack. That is 280 cards in that little box. We know the megas are, what, like 224, so this might be the largest single retail release that you can get as far as total number of cards goes. And of course, the super box is 10 packs, so 140 cards in there. Plus, it's got the exclusive overside. Plus, it's got the foil pattern board, the silver pattern foil board, and it's got the enamel pin. I love these enamel pins. I collect them just as a little side piece, right? So that's what we got looking forward to coming up here in 2026. We're going all the way back into 2025 for the update series. It'd be a shame if we had to wait too much longer. We're just waiting on literally a mega box. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to do our 2025 year in review, a wrap up to see how things went. To go along with our mail we got opening up here today, I've also got a whole bunch, if not the majority of the hits we pulled this year from all the different stuff that we opened up. Obviously there's a bunch of cards that are in binders, so like, you know, the Badger Mole Cubs and the Wan Shi Tongs and things like that. Even some of the bigger hits in the sports and whatnot, they're in the binders that they belong in, right? So you're not going to find them in here, but they're in the binders that I pulled up and shown you here previously. And so we're going to go through and see a year in review as we look through everything. I do have some cards that are still off at grading right now. Those are my Caitlin Clark autos. So hopefully, you know, those pulls that we got from this year, we'll get those back here very soon. I need to look at my PSA app to see if there's been any updates on it. Last time I saw the update, they were in the research stage. So hopefully it doesn't take them too long to figure out what those cards are. And we'll be seeing that PSA return here pretty soon. Side note on PSA, I'm not going to be using them anymore. They're way too much conflict of interest with that company right now, in that they just bought Beckett. They had the grading scandal where they graded stuff a 9. The guy sold it back in the you know, PSA buyback program, and then they regraded them as 10s, and then PSA is like, oh, that was a mistake. We didn't mean to do that. They should have been 10s all. Come on, y'all. Your response is clear that you got busted and you're trying to cover your own butts. So PSA is not gonna. I'm not gonna be doing business with PSA anymore. I'm gonna be switching solely to Tag. I think their AI grading system is probably better than PSA's, and I think it's only going to continue to get better as time goes by and the algorithms learn better and better how to grade cards. So I'm going to be doing Tag only in the future here. Can't do Beckett anymore because Beckett is now owned by PSA. So they're monopolizing the market, and obviously I don't think they're going to ever buy CGC because CGC is such a joke. Yeah, sure, go ahead and get your cards graded by CGC, but if you ever want to sell them, you might as well go ahead and break those slabs open and then send them off to PSA to get graded. I mean, not me. If I had that case, I'm sending it into Tag to get graded. I like Tag's way they do it. I like their cases. Their clear acrylic cases are really nice. So, alright, let's see. We're going to start off with our mail here. We'll get this stuff opened up. And I haven't gone through any of this yet. This is all still sealed. So I don't know what each one's going to be, but we'll sort it all out. And then once we got all the mail opened up, we'll go and grab the binders and get stuff put away. Alright, so that's a Spider-Man. We got Spider-Man there on the Multiversal Passage. This was one of, I don't know, something like 20 odd cards or so that I had left to get. So there's Spider-Man. I did kind of wait just a little bit on buying the Spider-Man cards because the market was showing considerable downturn momentum. So I figured if I hold off just a little bit, then I can probably get a pretty good deal on that, on those cards. Do not tuck. Alright, what do we got here? Well, we got a couple of cards in here. So these are for Final Fantasy. We got the Fire Crystal and Starting Town. I pulled this in a foil, and it's a gorgeous foil, but I never managed to pull the base. So Spider-Man, Final Fantasy. Next up, got a great note in here. Thank you for giving my first store a shot. To show my thanks, I threw in a foil shambling suit I had. If you are playing a lot of artifacts, this should be a helpful addition. Good luck on your games and have fun. Yeah, so I like on TCG Player, I like to go and find the vendors that have the fewest number of sales. I try to avoid the big vendors that have like 50 and 25 and 50,000 sales and whatnot. I try to give the small businesses. Oops, sorry about rocking the camera there. I try to avoid the big businesses and give the small businesses my business. So this was a Sid Timeless Artificer. I kept pulling all the variations, but never pulled the base set one. So I had to order that. It's only an uncommon. And he also included in there the Shambling Suit, which that's pretty cool. Equal to the number of artifacts and or enchantments you control. I mean, that can go in a lot of decks. So very cool. Thank you so much. Let me pull that letter of his out here real quick. And that was, which shop was that? Rebels Stash on TCG Player. Rebels Stash. Check him out. His prices were really good. That's why I actually picked his, because he had a decent price. And again, that's Rebels Stash on TCGplayer.com. I suppose I should do that. Give a shout out to all these vendors that I've purchased from off TCG and even eBay. I don't buy Magic cards on eBay too often. Let's see, this one was Jevs TCG, Jevs, Jevs TCG. Let's see, how many cards did I get from this guy? 1, 2, 3. I got 4 cards from this guy, and yeah, they were all a quarter because there were 2 uncommons, 2 rares. So these were all the cheap, bulky cards that you get out of this set. That for some reason, out of the huge number of packs I've opened a couple of booster boxes now. So we got Xenos Yegalvis, Sin, Spyrus Punishment, Summon Anima, and Fang, Fearless Icy. I have pulled a bunch of versions of this, but not the base card. But it's one of those ones that you flip it over and it becomes the giant card. Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy. Alright, so those are all Final Fantasy. That's Final Fantasy. Alright. On to the next one. It'll be interesting to see, because here at the end here I'll know, obviously whether or not I've actually gotten everything. Whoop! That goes flying. Alright, and this one is from Astral Gaming on TCG Player. Astral Gaming LLC on TCG Player. This was 1, 2, 3 cards from them. Thank you, Astral Gaming. Great prices for you guys as well. I don't always shop the lowest priced. Most of the time I try to shop the smallest business. The one that has the least number of sales, because in my opinion they need the sales the most. Cosmic Spider-Man. Emmett Selch on Sundered. And Gwen Stacy. So we had a pair of Spider-Mans and a Final Fantasy in here. All mythics too, how about that? So Final Fantasy, Spider-Man. Set that aside. Thank you for the top loader. That envelope opened really easy. Alright, and then this one is Mookie MTG. Got 1 card. Mookie MTG on TCG Player. Go like that. So that, and there it is. Arden the Usurper. Another Final Fantasy rare. So again, Mookie MTG on TCG Player. Mookie MTG. Now, there were some instances where I really had no choice. I had to go with the bigger vendor because they were the one who had it. I couldn't find anybody that was a smaller vendor that had it available. So this one is from Zarzone. That's like Tsar, like Russian Tsar. CZAR. Zarzone TCG. 5 cards from these guys. I think every single one of those cards, all but one, was under $1. The Unagi of Kyoshi Island was the one that was just over $1. So there we go. We got Firebending Student, Obsessive Pursuit, Airbender Ascension. It's funny because I actually have pulled an Airbender Ascension. I ordered this and then like 2 days later pulled an Airbender Ascension. Alright, and here's the others. Well, those are stuck in there. Alright, let's do our little pinch and pull. There we go. It's funny, I had the other two loose. Day of Black Sun, the Unagi of Kyoshi Island, and Firebending Student. Now, the hunt is on for the Earthbending Student that can only be found in the collector boosters. So we will have some collector boosters of Avatar coming here fairly soon. I don't know when, but we will. It is inevitable. The prices on those boosters are, on those collector booster boxes, are coming down. It's a slow walk, but they are coming down. So, good to know, right? Now I've gotten a collector booster box of Spider-Man, so we'll be seeing that here soon. In hand, we'll be opening it as we chase down that Cosmic Soul Stone. I'm only going to take one shot at it. One booster box. That's all I'm spending. That's all I'm buying. One booster box of the Spider-Man collector boosters. And that'll be it. After that, the rest of them that are out there, and it's up to you guys to find them. Alright, this next one came from Omega Fab MTG. That's the Ancient Adamantoys. So it's $2.30 paid for that. Another one for the Final Fantasy collection. I did try to buy as many singles from each specific vendor. I don't like doing just one card. So oftentimes I'll go through their inventory and I'll find something else that I wanted as well. So this is Second Born TCG on TCG Player. And let it go. There we go. So that is The Legend of Kyoshi. I almost bought this on eBay. But didn't, the next day found a better price on TCG Player. So The Legend of Kyoshi turns into Avatar Kyoshi, which is a really badass card. So there's another one for the Airbender set. Alright, this one's thick, so this one's got a bunch of cards in it. Taped inside, taped inside. Alright, this one's from ABC's TCG. ABC's TCG on TCG Player. Lots of stuff on that packaging. Good grief. Alright. So like I said, we got a bunch of cards from these guys. The Eter and Pruin. One of the mythics we hadn't pulled. Not sure why Magic Damper's in there. Unless he was just using it as like a buffer. Let's see if I can find that. Oh, that was the only card I ordered, the Eter and Pruin. And he threw in a bunch of other stuff with it. Oh yeah, it's just, he threw in a bunch of bulk to go with it. Oh, hey, a Loport Scout on the foil. That's cool. probably needed that foil. Alright, so Eater and Pruin. A bunch of bulk to go with it. Thank you, ABC's TCG. That's a Final Fantasy one. Right? Yeah, ABC's TCG. Didn't need all the extra bulk, but thank you. Thank you anyway. Lord knows I certainly have more than enough bulk of my own. Should probably go through and see just how close to having another complete set I am. It's most likely not too far from it. Alright, so this is from Heroes Quest. And this had 7 cards. Heroes Quest on TCG Player. I like these little card armors, they're shipping stuff in now. These are nice. Did I mean to order a foil of Tiger Dillo? I don't know. Maybe. It might have been an accident. I ordered this, and then again, like the next day, pulled it. There's United Front, the Spirit Oasis, the Rise of Sozin, Secret of Bloodbending, and Foggy Swamp Spirit Keeper. Yeah, we had a bunch of uncommons that we needed to complete the set with. So let's see. Lowport Scout goes on Final Fantasy. And we'll put the rest of these on top with the top loader on the bottom. Something's kind of sticky. Alright, we'll flip that over. So there's some Airbender ads. This one is from the Treasure Vault on TCG Player. I had 3 cards from them, a couple Final Fantasies, and 1 Avatar. From the Treasure Vault on TCG. Ugh. Hey, look at that. These guys are smart. These are little marker tabs. Those are nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. A nice easy pull tab is always good. So we got Hakoda, Selfless Commander. Summon Leviathan out of Final Fantasy. And Ultima out of Final Fantasy. So 3 more cards, completing sets. Here we go. That's what's up. I'll go ahead and put that Hakoda back in the sleeve there. Bam. Now this brown envelope right here, that was an order I made from one of my local game stores, not GameStop. They have this nice option on their website that's checkmategames.net, and you can, if you're local to the area, you can put an order in and pick it up. It's typically almost next day service. It was late at night and I decided to go ahead and put my order in, and I got a call the next day and they were like, yeah, we got this right at the end of business hours the other day and your order's ready for pickup. I was like, oh, okay, cool, thank you. Alright, so let's see, this one is from Omega Pokegod, and it's a couple of Final Fantasy cards plus a Chocobo bundle card. Now, I am aware that all you have to do is buy the bundle and you get one of these. It comes with every single one of them. But that's not the point. What in the world? How did they pack this up? Holy cow. Where is... oh, there it is. Okay. Looking at it upside down. Don't tell me. Oh my god, the inside's taped too. Oi. Give me just a minute here as I try to peel this tape off and open this thing up like a crab here. Just pull the shell open. Wow, it's still alive. Alright, there we go. So we had Squall Seed Mercenary, which, by the way, there is a very cool deck with Squall Seed Mercenary. And the Wind Crystal and the Paradise Chocobo. I know, it's just the Birds of Paradise, but I have a Chocobo bundle that I'm probably going to open it here pretty soon. I kind of want to see the prices come down on them because I want to get another one. And yeah, I'll definitely be opening this Chocobo bundle here soon. But in the meantime, I had to buy one of these anyway. So, Squall Seed Mercenary and the Wind Crystal, 2 more to the Final Fantasy collection there. And then this is for the personal collection and decks I'm working on. There's a guy on YouTube who does deck tech, and it's like basically his premise is the fewest number of cards possible other than lands to create a crazy deck. And I think just for fun casual commander nights, I'm gonna put together some of these and literally just roll a die, you know, because I believe there's at least 6 of them that are like 4 or less cards necessary to make a functional deck. And we're talking like some of the cheapest deck tech you can think of. 100 card commander deck with 97 planes. Alright, so this is from East Coast Gaming on TCG Player. East Coast Gaming. And it is the White Lotus tile. Another one of the mythics. Add that to the Avatar set. One more closer to completion. There's no tear spot. Alright. Pain in the butt. I gotta figure this out here. Where is it? Ah, there it is. It's on the front. Hidden behind the label. No lie, that actually made it really hard to see where to open this from. Alright, this one is from Armor Cards. So they really went like all out on the packaging here. Not sure what I should do here. Let's see if I can get a corner. Oh, I got a corner. They really make you work for it in this one here. Alright. Armor Cards, TCG Player. Aww. Normally you can get these to open up without. Yeah, there we go. And 1 card from them. We got the Legend of Kuruk. That turns into Avatar Kuruk. The waterbending avatar. There we go. Next. This one comes to us from Silver Shield TCG on TCG Player. I love these little tape tabs. How many cards we have here? This was 2 cards from Silver Shield TCG. I'm gonna save those little tape tabs. There we go. Alright, so 2 cards from them. We had Jumbo Cactuar and the Darkness Crystal. So 2 more for the Final Fantasy stack. Depending on how long it takes to shoot this video. I'm shooting this on Friday. I'm dropping this on Saturday. It takes long enough. I might actually get mail call today from what's supposed to be arriving. Alright, we got 2 more cards. This is from Treasure Dredger. Treasure Dredger on TCG Player. A lot of this mail is going to be Magic cards for the Magic book that I'm working on. There are some sports cards in here somewhere. Not sure where, but we'll find them eventually. From Treasure Dredger, we got Edgar, King of Figaro, and Firion, Wild Rose Warrior. So 2 more for Final Fantasy. I don't know about you guys, but I've been looking forward to opening these up. They've been sitting on the table here for a while now. Alright. So this one is from, oh, this is really thin paper, it bleeds right through. Runaman Games. I paid 20 bucks for this. I have to check and see if it's even still worth that, but we got the Walls of Ba Sing Se. This is a pretty neat card. Toughness 30. It's a 0-30. Can you imagine? I can't remember what that card is that allows your defenders to attack as if they didn't have defender, and that they use their toughness to deal damage. I can't remember what it is. Let me know in the comments. But this would be an awesome addition to that. I don't care if it costs 8. It's an artifact. There's ways to bring these in cheap. So, the Walls of Ba Sing Se. It's interesting that it's an artifact creature, right? Because it's not just an artifact, it's an artifact creature. 0-30. Seems to me it would make more sense that it would just be an artifact that can block. And it has the character trait of... here we go. So here's one of our sports cards. I couldn't believe that I actually forgot that I needed this, and I ordered it months and months later. But Nikola Topic on the Fearless out of Prism Draft Picks. It's the last one of those I needed. I had 2 cards from that set that I needed and forgot to order until months later when I was going back through, looking at it going, wait a minute. Why are there empty spots here? I started digging through my card storage and whatnot. And lo and behold, I could not find it in any of them. So I was like, oh, I guess I need to order that. So there's one sports card, right? And then this is one of the other sports cards, and this was the last card I needed to complete the 2021 WNBA Prism. Tiana Hawkins. And it's funny because I believe I pulled her silver in the last rip, and I needed just her base to complete the set. So 2021 Prism WNBA is now complete. The last card. I'll have to get that binder out. I didn't really think about that. I did do a lot of the Throwback Thursday stuff this past year. I guess I should include that in today's video as well. So this is from Josie's Card Store on TCG Player. Josie's Card Store. And it's the Kefka Court Mage. Very neat card. I think if I remember correctly, it's in like something like 3,200 EDH decks. So this one got sent certified. I had to sign for this, which is wild. I never expected it to be sent certified. Like, honestly, sending a letter certified is $6. And most people that I know of, and this was from Maros X TCG. Maros X TCG, and it's the Buster Sword. Oh, that's gross. Oh, sticky, sticky, sticky. I'm not happy about that. Alright, so we need to get this card out of here. I'm probably just going to throw this top loader away. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I'm just throwing that top loader away. But it did slip it in the other way. Alright. So there we go. One of the best artifacts in the Final Fantasy set, the Buster Sword. That is a pretty dope-ass sword. I know it's actually going in the binder here, but I'm going to put it in a top loader for now, just to keep it safe. It's like a $30 card. Really, really surprised the guy sent it certified. He could have sent it in, you know, like any other $15 or $20 card that you would send out. You didn't have to go that route. Alright, let's see. This one is from... you know what? I don't even know. I'm not sure if that was their name or their card store's name. But we got Joshua Phoenix's Dominant. What the hell? Oh, it's a side load sleeve. Oh, interesting. Louis Suarez Sacrifice. Is there any others? Yep. And Xanarkand Ancient Metropolis. So, 3 more cards for the Final Fantasy set. How do I don't put that Joshua back in the side load sleeve? Those are weird. Side load sleeves. I don't know if I've ever seen side load sleeves before. We do need to put the rest of these in the sleeves as well at some point here. I know there's a bunch of them in here that aren't sleeved up yet. So, but we'll get to them, right? We'll get to them. Couple letters left before we get to the big stuff. See, this one's Midland Millers. I believe that's the same name as their TCG store, the Midland Millers. Alright, what was this? Clive, the Fritz Dominant. It was like a $6 card or something. I don't remember. But one more into the Final Fantasy pile. One of the other sets that we didn't have, so this is Bud's Place Games, one of the other sets that we didn't have in the initial library stack here as you started the video here, was the Lord of the Rings set. And that was one that I was out of the game at the time, and it almost pulled me back into it, but there was a lot going on. What did I get? Is that tape on my finger? Tape on my finger. There was other stuff going on at the time, and I didn't get back into the game, and I kind of wish I had, because it would have been cool to open Lord of the Rings at the time of it first releasing. So there's Faded Firepower. I think I still have just a couple cards left for Avatar, if I remember correctly. I got to look. Oh, I gotta pull it up. But it's on my phone, so I can't. Alright, so we'll save this one for last, because it's part of the Lord of the Rings stuff. So let's see. It's always nice when you can find most of what you're looking for in one shop and you don't have to go all over the place trying to track things down. I do kind of miss the old days where, you know, a card shop would have, you know, literally boxes of the current singles and whatnot. But that was at a time when there was only, you know, 10, 12, 15 sets currently in play. Back before we had, I think, what are we at now? Like set expansion number 97 or something like that? I don't know. Magic's out of control. So here's a bunch of the last ones we needed for the Spider-Man set. We got the Imposter Syndrome and Norman Osborn, along with, oh, this one's for Final Fantasy. Let's see if we open this up real quick. Did he give us a tab? Did not give us a tab. Vendors, fold a small piece of the tape over to give your customer a tab. That way they don't have to sit here and dig at it like I am right now. I mean, all you gotta do is just fold a little tab over. Just a little tabby. That's it. Just a little tab. Just like that. Little tab. So that way when you close it, you got a pull tab. Do that for us, will you? Conscientiously. Make a difference in the world. Alright, so yeah, it was Imposter Syndrome and Norman Osborn. Some interesting decks being built around Norman Osborn because of his color identity. So there's 2 more for Spider-Man. And then on this one, Well, this guy had a bunch of different cards from a bunch of different sets for me. Final Fantasy, Avatar, Spider-Man. Again, no tab. Always a pain. We got a traveling chocobo. I know, it's not the neon chocobos, but it is one of the cards needed for the set. Along with Lightning Army of One, so another pair of Final Fantasy cards. Look how thick that stack's getting. Alright, and then our last one. Ozai, the Phoenix King, and Appa, Steadfast Guardian. Very nice. 2 more for Avatar. Alright, this one comes to us from Collector's Edge on TCG Player. 1 card. That's 1 card. Apparently he wanted me to work for it. So thank you, Collector's Edge. My fingers needed the extra exercise today. A little bit overboard, my friend. You didn't need to do all that. But lucky me, I found a pull tab, so to speak. Well, not really. Oh, let's see. Where's the other one? Right here. Yeah, this was a little bit overkill there, bud. Let's not do that anymore. It's like a $6 card too. I mean, I appreciate the extra effort. Planetarium of Wan Shi Tong. Probably could have opened enough packs and eventually pulled this, but we were getting down to the point where logistically wise, money wise, it was cheaper to order all the singles than to buy the same number of packs that you would pay for, right? If you were to just buy the singles. So when it gets to that point, that's when I go, okay, it's probably time to just go ahead and buy the singles. I don't know. I'm not made out of money. I'm not a rich man. So I gotta think wisely about my collectability stuff, you know, about how I collect. Of course, I want to, you know, rip cards. That's the whole point of the hobby, is opening cards and collecting cool stuff, you know, based on randomly what you get. All right, so this one is from, did he leave a sales slip in there? No? Okay. Well, thank you, Brant. He's got his name on the envelope. Huh. Nope, it's not what you think. So let's see. The good one's on the back. So we got Summon Bahamut. Very cool. And the best one, there we are. Vivi Ornithir. The best card created this entire 2025. Hands down the best card, Vivi Ornithir. I think it's in the most decks on EDH Rec now than any other card. Vivi Ornithir. So Summon Bahamut and Vivi Ornithir for the Final Fantasy stack. Just a little bit bigger. And we got one more here. This is something a little different. I decided I'm gonna start looking to grab these where I can, if I can get them for relatively under market and whatnot. But it's just got to pay attention to eBay and whatnot. So without further ado, this is my first out of the 2024 select to complete the master set for this set. My first. I'm starting out with number 1, Asia Wilson on the color wheel. These are super, 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 super short prints. Caitlin Clark's color wheel sells for, I think, $7,000 or $8,000. Even higher if it's like a PSA 10, it could go for $12,000 to $13,000. But this one's raw. Asia Wilson color wheel. One for the personal collection, if you will. Looking forward to that. All right, so now the last thing we got to open up here is this stack right here. And this is from Checkmate Gaming, one of my local card stores. They got a little tool online that you can go in and you can plug in all the cards you're looking for, and they'll put it together for you so you don't have to go through the boxes. And it's a free service. It's free, 100% free. So check and see if your local game store has that option. We got a couple here that are in top loaders. Delighted Halfling. Was it a week ago we pulled the foil version of the Delighted Halfling. Great card. This is in so many decks now. And then Sauron, the Dark Lord. Now they didn't have everything, so there were still some cards left that I had to order. And I'm actually working on that. That's the last few cards that I need to order. I've got some that are on their way, and the others that I still need to place the order for. So these are Lord of the Rings. Like I said, this envelope, this pouch, this brown pack was all Lord of the Rings stuff. So we got Lost Isle Calling, Rangers of Ithilien, Stern Scolding. There's rares, mythics, and uncommons in here. Gothmog. There's actually still a couple of commons that I haven't got yet. And Generous Ent is one of them, which is so weird that it's so hard to find. Gran, Mordor, Trebuchet, that's another common. I pulled the foil version of this before I was able to get the regular version. How crazy is that? Sauron the Necromancer, Shadow of the Enemy. So there's a mythic, Display of Power, rare. Fall of Kyrandros, rare. Moria Marauder, There and Back Again, The Fall of Gil-galad, The Ring Goes South, Aragorn Company Leader. Aragorn the Uniter was one of the ones that I've got on order, so it should hopefully be here soon. Balrog, Durin's Bane, Elrond, Master of Healing, Eowyn, Fearless Knight, Faramir, Prince of Ithilien, Galadriel of Lothlorien, Gandalf the Grey, Gimli, Mournful Avenger, King of the Oathbreakers, Pippin, Sauron's Ransom, Smeagol, Helpful Guide, and The Shire. So, a whole bunch of cards there. I needed 51. At last count, I needed 51 cards to complete the set, and I think I have now about 10 left to go. So, some point here in the very near future, the rest of those will be in, and we'll have the Lord of the Rings base set completed. Alright, so give me a moment. I'm going to go through. I'm going to get all these sleeved up that need sleeves. I'll take the ones out of their holders, their top loaders, and whatnot. And I'm going to get all these put into their binders. As we do, we go through, and we will also be doing the rundown on what we had in this year's hits. So most of them are in here. They're not all in here, but most of them are. We actually pulled a lot of autographs this year. I'm surprised by actually how many we found along the way. We did get some cool ones too. You know, a Mojo out of 25 auto. That's pretty cool. So give me a second. We'll be right back. Get all these things sleeved up, and we'll carry on. Alright, so the Spider-Mans are all good to go here. And, you know, like I said, we didn't have many left to go to complete this set, so we actually managed to do pretty good on it. Let's see. First up, Imposter Syndrome and Norman Osborn. As we go through here, we'll see each of these is complete. Full pages here. So, boom. So Imposter Syndrome goes right here. And Norman Osborn goes right up here. Is it not anymore? A little bit more. Alright, then we had Red, Multi, and the Land. So Gwen Stacy. Going in right there. Cosmic Spider-Man. Bow. And the last card for the set. Multiversal Passage. So to do a double take on that, I was like, really? It goes from D to M, and indeed it does. DMO. So there we go, Spider-Man complete. One full set completed this year. And you do notice I have a lot of the additional, like alt arts and whatnot, the border list, etc. So we got a bunch of that in the back there, but Spider-Man base set is 100% complete, so we can check that one off. Spider-Man is done. I'm gonna go ahead and get these Lord of the Rings ones sleeved up here real quick. And I'm gonna fast forward through most of this, so don't worry. I cut in as I was doing it, but yeah, whatever. Just winging this video, man. It's your review, you know? The last thing we're doing here before we say goodbye to 2025. Alright, so there we go. Got all the Lord of the Rings stuff sleeved up now. Let's see, lands. They're even in order. How about that? They're all in alphabetical order. That's always nice. Like I said, you put it in order, they find the cards. As long as you put them in that order, you know, alphabetically wise, then yeah, you'll get them back to you in that order. How sweet is that? Now, you'll notice they're all in color order, alphabetical, all that. A few cards that I have left to go to complete this set. A couple of whites, a couple of blues. I mean, it really wasn't that bad when you think about it, when it comes down to getting this set completed. So here we go. We got the Lord of the Rings, and I'll also, I'm going to shoot this normal speed, but I'm going to fast forward through it during the post-edit. So sit back, enjoy as we put these cards away here today. The Lord of the Rings. So that's Dawn of a New Age, is the one white one missing there. And then was it Gandalf the White, I believe, missing there. The foil version before I got the regular. And yeah, I put the foil version in the binder with them. Mordor Trebuchet. So really it's kind of like having two sets in one binder. I don't make an effort to put together the foil set. I just add whatever I get along the way. That's Fear Fire Foes. I still got to order that one. 48 orcs. Got the fire leaf there. You can clearly see we've got very few cards left to go. Very happy to pull that foil Delighted Halfling. It'll be interesting to see what kind of reprint we get in the future of that. See, that's Elven Chorus. I'm missing down here in the bottom left corner. Gilgalad. The ring goes south. Got a couple cards left in green that we still need to get. A lot of the cards that we needed to get though were the multicolor. So Aragorn United is right up there. Don't have him yet, but he's on his way. I ordered him. Should be Doors, then Elrond, then Eowyn, and then Faramir. So nice there. And then, of course, Galadriel, and Gandalf the Grey. And Gimli, Mournful Avenger, and the King of the Oathbreakers. Let's see, Merry Rider of Rohan is another one that I still need to get. We got Pippin, and was it Marrowhawk or whatever it was? I had the foil version of it, but I don't have the regular. And there's a couple here that we still had to get. Right, 222, 345. Oh, yeah, Sauron's Ransom goes right here. 225. There we go. Let's see. Schmeagol. And then Sauron. I'm just missing a couple cards left here. Not too much left to go, but we'll have those coming here very soon. And of course, the last one we got is the Shire, and that goes right down there. So, no, not too bad. As far as putting this set together goes, we have opened just under 2 booster boxes. We opened 58 packs. I want to get some collector boosters just for the thrill of it. You know, you get those postered and serialized cards. So we'll see about doing that here soon. Maybe some collector boosters. The rest of the cards that we need to complete the set are on their way. And wouldn't you know it, one of the cards I need is a basic swamp. Like, what's up with that? I have the foil version of it, but I don't have the regular. You would think that basic lands would be easy to find. Apparently they're not. So that does it for the Lord of the Rings. We are so close to completing the set. We'll be doing a look back on this one again here real soon. Next up, we're going to go ahead and take care of the Final Fantasy stuff. Got a whole bunch of cards here. I want to say I believe we got everything we need to complete the set. I want to say. But as I'm filming this, like I said, the mail is on its way. And I did just check just a second ago. And her little mail van is parked just down the street. So any moment now, I'm kind of expecting a knock on the door. So if you hear the dog start barking, that's the mailman with a package for me. And that package should be another booster box along with some more envelopes. And those envelopes should have some more cards. And those cards will go in these sets. Alright, there we go. That one. Yeah, that's a weird sleeve. Look how big those sleeves are. Completely unnecessary. Put it in a regular sleeve. I don't like the big sleeves. They don't fit the binders nicely. Alright, yeah, those are all good. The Buster Sword. Again, like I said, I know. It's going in a binder, so it doesn't need to be on a top loader. Whether or not it ever ends up in a deck, we will see. But at the moment, it's going into the binder. Yes, look how big that sleeve is. I don't like that at all. And if you're interested in the type of sleeves and whatnot that I use, I'll have a link in the description where you can find it on Amazon. Again, I buy them by the 10,000, so if you're not a bulk buyer, they do have other options, smaller options that you can take advantage of. Or by 1,000 or 5,000, they have those available as well. The same goes for the top loaders. I'll have a link in the description for the top loaders that I buy. They're Ultra Pro. They're the industry standard for top loaders. I don't cheap out on those. I do buy the Ultra Pros. Yeah, another one of those really shaggy, baggy sleeves. I'm not a fan of those big baggy sleeves. Alright, coming down to the last couple of cards here, and then we'll get the binder over here. Look at these put away. Make it really hard to get in. There we go. Oh, dude, you didn't take these. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Or the words of my wise drill sergeant back in the day, don't do dumb things. Alright, so that's a bonus card there. Thank you so much again for that. I appreciate it. Take a shot on the smaller card shops, and you never know, they might send you a bonus just for helping them out. They'll help you out. It's always nice. And then, of course, the art in the Yosipper. Yeah, this is another one of those big sleeves. Not a fan. Bam. Alright, so there we go. Got a bunch of big sleeves. We're going to set aside. We're going to grab our binder. We're going to get these guys put away. What do you say? Sounds like a plan to me. That's it. Those up there. And we'll grab our binder. 2025 in review. What a great year it was, right? I don't know about you guys. I thought 2025 was pretty awesome. We got a whole bunch of cool stuff throughout the year, didn't we? Where is it? Bahamut. There it is. Summon Bahamut, card number 1. That was like the best summon in the game next to the round. Alright, do we have any other white? Ultima, yeah, that's coming on. The Wind Crystal. Yeah, so it should be the next page. We have Ultima. And then the Wind Crystal down here at the bottom, which I had the foil version of. There we go. Alright, blue cards. Summon Leviathan. Edgar, King of Figaro. Louis Suarez, Sacrifice. So Edgar's over here. Louis Suarez, Sacrifice. And Summon Leviathan. Oh, blue is done. For black, art in the Yosipper. Yep. Let's see. Some Anima, Xenos, Darkness Crystal. That was right there. There's Fang on the foil, like I said. I had the foil before I had the regular. And Summon Anima, which is coming up here in just a second there. I had the foil of that Summon Anima, unfortunately not the regular one, right? Let's see, Xenos. Boom. Alright, so that's it for black. Red, I got the Fire Crystal, Furion, Clive. Yeah, Clive Furion, and Clive Fire Crystal Furion. So Clive goes right there. And then I believe we have Dark Crystal, right? 134, 135, yep. Card numbers. And then Furion. Bam. That's it for red. As far as green goes, Ancient Adamantoise. One of the last green cards I needed there. And one of the others is Jumbo Cactuar. Where'd I put that Lowport Scout? Because there's that. And now we have the foil version of it. Sometimes these can be a pain. Just pick it up. There we go. Now we have the foil version there. And the last green card we needed. It's right here. The Traveling Chocobo. Got it. Alright. Start out, we got Sid, Timeless Artificer. And it's Selch. Kefka. Was it Joshua Phoenix Warden, or Joshua Phoenix is Dominant. I've got the foil version of that. So, bam, now we got the base version. And Lightning, Armor of 1, Army of 1 down here at the bottom. Next to Shantoto, we have Sin, Spire's Punishment, followed by Squall, Seed Mercenary. Another completed page. And the big one of them all, we got Vivi Ornithir. One of the most expensive cards in this set, I'll tell you that. Alright, then you had Ether Imprisoned and the Buster Sword. So that's the last of the artifacts. Followed by Starting Town, and our last one, Xanarkand, Ancient Metropolis. And that, my friends... Oh wait, are we missing a mountain? I thought I pulled that mountain. I have to go back to my cards. I'm pretty sure I pulled that mountain. I have it somewhere, I do believe. So I gotta dig it out. I just haven't put it away yet. So that's it. Final Fantasy is complete. We got them all. So Spider-Man's complete. Final Fantasy is complete. I mean, how about that, right? 2 magic sets, done, and out the door. Next up, we got Avatar. I gotta get these sleeves up here real quick. Get some of these out. Oh my gosh, what is this? They're all ridiculous sleeves. These don't have any sleeves. Yeah, so that was alright. But all of that needs to get sleeved. So give me 1 second, we'll be right back. Alright. So as far as Avatar goes, we got almost the entire thing. We didn't have that many left to go. Something like 20 cards or so. So let's see what we're missing here. Out of the white, we had Hakoda, and Airbender Ascension, and United Front, and Appa Steadfast Guardian. Now the first one up here is Appa. Oh, there's one. Then after Glider Staff was Hakoda. Alright. Now, like I said, we have, Airbender's Ascension, which I ordered it, and then I ended up pulling it in a follow-up rip. So don't need that one. The last one we need out of white, I believe, was United Front, which stands right up here next to Team Avatar. All right. Next came blue. Didn't have too much left in the blue, although technically there was probably the most of the cards needed was blue in this particular instance. Let's see. We got Legend of Koruk. Let's see. That was the Secret of Bloodbending. Followed by the Spirit Oasis, I believe. Yeah, Spirit Oasis right there. Is it Unagi of Kyoshi Island right there? Yeah. And again, you, the Moon Spirit, we have it. So another card that I ordered and ended up pulling shortly after, unfortunately. For black, we had a few cards left for black. Let's see. Day of Black Sun. First card out of there for black. And Obsessive Pursuit. And the Rise of Sozin. And black is complete. Ta-da. Now, as far as red goes, we have, I think it's Faded Firepower. Is this one right here? Yep. So there's Faded Firepower. We have the foil of that, so we can turn that one around finally. Firebending Lesson is followed by Firebending Student. Bam. Done. Alright, and then, again, I think I oopsie boo-booed and I ordered the foil version of Tigerdillo. And I meant to order the regular version of Tigerdillo, so who knows, maybe the mailman who should be coming here, I just checked a minute ago, they're on the street. Hopefully they have an envelope with that card in it, and we can complete the set. Out of the green side, we didn't have much left to go over here. We had the Legend of Kyoshi, right there. And that was it for green, I do believe. Yeah, that was it for green. We have a couple of the multicolored. Particularly, we got Foggy Swamp Spirit Keeper, right there. So we got the base now. And Ozai Phoenix King. I'm not sure what's supposed to be there. I have to look at the list. Again, it's probably a card that just hasn't arrived yet. So hopefully the mailman has it for us. Ozai, the Phoenix King, goes right up there. And into the artifacts now. Planetarium of Wan Shi Tong down here on the bottom. The Walls of Ba Sing Se in the bottom right. And the last artifact needed is the White Lotus tile. As you can see, we got all the lands, all the Apple lands, all the Momo lands. We're good to go. We got it all. Now we're just waiting on those last couple of cards, and again, they should be in the mail here today. We're going to start on the Jumpstart set. We've already opened 5 of the Jumpstart 2-packs, and that was, 10 of the 46 out of, well, technically 66 variations, because all of the common decks have 2 versions of them. So you got a bunch of extra of the common type deck, and the variation is either like one of the main rares is different, and so it's a common deck though. And then 46 to 66 total decks, and we've opened 10 of them, and we did get a couple of duplicates in there with the Ys and the Aang. So that is how we managed to pull the Aang Airbending Master. That's from the Aang deck. Alright, so that takes care of Avatar. I'm going to stop here for a second. I got to run down and check and see if the mailman has dropped off today's mail, and hopefully we'll have the other cards in there before I go and put this away. The next thing up, we've got those couple of sports cards we got to put away, and then we're going to go ahead and do our hit review and wrap this video up. So give me 1 second, I'll be right back.